Hi, this is Minnie. I Tonight I want to talk about step 4 according to the AA principles or step work. The moral of the story for me tonight is how to explain the challenge of doing a moral inventory. And one of the main things that happened tonight is we had a chapel, which is a meeting in the evenings in the chapel at the establishment where I am. I don't know if you're aware, but I'm at a rehabilitation centre in Queensland, in Australia, and I'm in my maybe about 9 weeks or something like that. Yeah. So tonight in the chapel, one of the message was about your name, the meaning of the name, what comes to mind. And part of the questioning was stuff like, if you say Mother Teresa, what do you think? That kind of thing. I thought it was very powerful. It was brief, but to the point. And I started thinking about the meaning of my name. What do I want to be remembered for? It's more than a legacy. It's as in the people you come across in your lifetime. What effect did you have on their life? On your children's life, on your family's life, your friends, what do I want to be remembered for? And I think that's got a lot to do with your moral position and your values. So in order to do an honest reflection and moral inventory, I have to really look over a long period because I've just turned 61. It's a long life. It's been I never thought I'd make this for health reasons and other reasons. So I'm blessed and very grateful to be where I am at the moment, in this stage of my life. But I looked at, before I came into the rehab, I actually unpacked all my stuff and I came across a list of things I drew up that I want to regain during sobriety. And that list includes self-respect, being clear on my position on certain issues, social justice, stuff like that. And all of these things have to do with who you are and being honest and truthful and willing. And the other part of the step is to share it with at least one other person. So in the beginning, I believe it will be my sponsor. I can choose to share it with other people too, but it's a hard step to take. And for me, it's just a matter of looking deeply into my past, look at some of the things that happened in my lifetime and where I've been particularly challenged to be true to myself. And because a moral inventory sounds good, but it's confronting, as in, what are my morals? How did I learn them? Well, I don't need to do that as part of the steps, but for myself, I like to know where's the origin of that value that I've got, and where's the origin of that belief. Is just the way I am. And I think, if nothing else, I'll be remembered for being that, I meet people and they say, that's too deep for me, like, I'm very serious. I take things literally. I have to step back sometimes and go like, oh, they're probably just joking. I sometimes don't get it. That's me. So I haven't really seriously started any work on it, written work. I've just done a lot of thinking through to form. And I just think that my morals are definitely based on Christian values. I hate hypocrites. I am. Hate is probably a strong word, but I recognize hypocrisy just like that, you know, injustice. I don't know if that's a moral position, but for me, making choices, and I've made some bad choices, and some of those choices, it bothers me afterwards because I know they were wrong, you know, like wrongdoings. So I thought I'll just briefly talk about that because I'm meeting with my sponsor tomorrow and I'll get more insight into it and get some clarification um, about that. But for me, the the talk that we had, or the sermon that was about the value of my name, a name, your name, my name, is she it resonated with me because I believe that as the scripture says that God knew me before I was formed. While I was being formed, God was there, you know, and He knew what name my parents were going to give me. That's just awesome. The thought. I don't know if you're aware of it, but my name is actually Wilhelmina. I call myself Minnie. And when I was a child, I actually hated being called Minnie up to when I was in my teenage years. Because Minnie was associated with some of the tone of my parents' voice, the tone of the voice of people, like when people were chastising me. And it's like part of spiritual growth is I got to the stage where I liked the name, like being associated with the name. It's short and sweet, and in Australia they like to shorten your name, and I don't like that. I like to be in charge. Anyway, but it's just awesome that God knows us for who we are. And part of the struggle of sobriety and making good choices in life is to look at yourself, and for me, is to look at myself and be who I am, and maintain that. So maintain a position about certain issues, not that it's rigid, but that it's clear and true to my beliefs and my morals. So I can see this is going to be a tough one. But for now, I'm open to learning about me, some more about me, and being honest about that and sharing it with at least one other human being. Yeah, that's about all I've got for today, except that maybe I should just add that the 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 poignancy, the effect of that message for me tonight was pretty much as in, look at yourself, look into your heart, and look at some of the things that happened, and why did that happen? What choice did you make? What was wrong with that choice? What was right about that choice? And what were the influences? As you can hear, I'm probably making this a lot harder than what it should be. But, you know, I want to be honest in that reflection. And this is probably going to be a process that's going to take a while. So I'm looking forward to sharing some of that growth with you. And would be interesting to find out from the people that know me very well, what would they remember me for? If I say Minnie, what comes to mind first? That'd be very interesting. And I might need to, grow a thick skin because its perception is everything, isn't it? So yeah, I might be off the mark. Anyway, I hope that you're doing well, and that the changes you're making or considering or whatever steps you're taking in your life is going well, and you find the inner strength to maintain whatever change you're making. And yeah, I'm very grateful to be sober today, and as I said, to have the luxury of um, looking at my life and valuing my life. I think that's huge for me, and valuing the experience I've got, valuing the people around me, and just the time we're living in. I think it's an amazing time. There's so much information available, um, and so many choices we can make, so many possibilities. There's that word again. Yeah, so I'll say goodbye and tick tip. Bye.